I wanted to say, like, another vocal thing
Yes.
is Prince has done a good job of singing incredibly sexy, incredibly high, and incredibly meaningful,
Yes.
deep. You know, so I'm really
And also sing as a character, sang as a woman, sang
Totally.
as, you know.
yes. The truth is, a lot of my favorite artists are multifaceted, and
Yeah.
so a big inspiration for me is Dave Grohl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
Yeah.
loved Nirvana as a kid, and I really thought the drummer in Nirvana was great. And then one day I found out the drummer in Nirvana was the lead singer of Foo Fighters, and I kind of
Lost it.
lost it, man. It was like,
Yeah.
and then it was Levon Helm. It was
Yeah.
like, because I found out about Nirvana and the Foo before I found out the band.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned singing a band that you like with the singing drummer, and that actually sparked something for me, which was right. You must be taking stock of all the singing drummers. That's a category for you.
It was a category. I will say I'm a little embarrassed how long it took for me to find out that Don Henley was the drummer of the Eagles. That was pretty embarrassing, considering I was like trying to take stock of singing drummers. But
Right.
the truth is, I'm not even.
Like you saying, like you learned it like a week and a half ago, or
No,
like...
but in the last couple of years,
Yeah.
I was like, I hadn't. I think with certain artists, like the Eagles, for me,
Yeah.
those songs have been around
Yeah.
all the time, whether you like it or not,
Yeah.
your whole life.
Yeah.
So you kind of don't think. At least I didn't think to go. Well, what's up with the Eagles? I was kind of just that's there.
Yeah.
Same with Billy Joel.
Yeah.
It's like I grew up on Long Island. Billy Joel is just everywhere.
bread and water.
You know, classic rock radios everywhere. At least when I was growing up. So it didn't occur to me to like ask like, are these great songs? And then one day I was, you know, in my late 20s, and I was like, oh my God.
You know, I
These
just,
are
I just had a conversation with somebody the other day about it, and it's a little harder to convince people that are cynical about Billy Joel, even harder than it is to convince them about Steely Dan. But it's a similar kind of conversation.
Yes, it is.
And to me, it's like what you describe in your own unpacking songwriting and going, we sat on the intro for too long. Like, I finally learned how to write a concise song. Like, to me, the undeniable aspect of Billy Joel's songwriting is incredible lyrics, great melodies, great rhythmic premises. And beyond that, I cannot find an inch of fat on those songs. They are
no fat, man.
They're just perfectly crafted songs, man.
I couldn't agree with you more. If you want to find a knock against Billy Joel, like, you've come to the wrong place. I will gladly be the guy that represents him in any like, you know, who's a good songwriter conversation. And I mean, Jack has this joke about like wanted to do a series called like Theo defends the biggest artists of all time. Like, for some reason, here I am going like, you know, you should really check out Billy Joel. I'm like sticking up for the guy. It's like,
he's huge.
Bro, the world has already checked out Billy Joel. Like, everybody knows.
Who else is on that list?
Yeah. Well, I don't have to say it about Stevie Wonder because I think it'd be, I can't even imagine a person who can't get behind. And I understand why maybe people are turned off by Billy Joel. I don't think he has an incredibly gorgeous voice.
Maybe I think it's him.
Or maybe it's him. It's probably just him. I don't know much about Billy Joel as a guy, and I'm not sure how interested I even am in that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I definitely am interested in the story, but like, I don't know much about Stevie Wonder either as a person.
Yeah,
but it's like, what do you need to know? Like, listen to the catalog. It's amazing. And so with Billy Joel, it's really like the revelation was like, a person wrote these 50 songs. This is insane. He wrote standards.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, he also recorded in the 70s.
Yeah.
So for me, another part of the revelation was like, well, who? Because really, for me, the 70s are my favorite. If I had to say, pick an era of recording, it's like 70s music. Yeah. So then it was like, well, who was recording in the 70s? And it's like, you know, Billy Joel has some of the great sounding 70s music, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So does Fleetwood Mac. Yes. Everybody obviously knows that. I'm not sure how much people are talking about that in the kind of like muso, like great tones. I don't know if people, I think because Billy Joel got so popular that it was like, oh my God, and this guy again?
I don't know, man. You know,
Liberty DeVito on those drums and those mics, it's like, that's some of the best drum sounds in the world.
Well, you know, Liberty, this is why I thought what a great week that I get to have two great Long Island drummers from different generations.
That's very kind.
I've seen him play a little bit. Actually, he was in here. He recorded on something I worked on last year.
Amazing.
He's so loud. He's a loud drummer.
Right.
He's a rock and roll drummer.
Totally.
And he played on some of the lightest shit though too. Like that's
Yeah.
what was so kind of surprising to me, is how like he played great brushes. He's a good brush player, man.
Totally.
But like he really wants to rock out, and I didn't know how much of a stadium drummer he was until he came in here, and I was like, whoa. You played in like a piano trio, basically?
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the band, you know?
Totally.
That was surprising to me that he, I think, kind of was a song drummer because he learned how to play to those songs
Sure.
and be appropriate for the songs and bring them out.
Absolutely. And sometimes people change over the years, or
Totally.
they like, that's what's so incredible about Bernard Purdie.
I was just about to say.
It's just like, dude, I can't even believe I can say that I got to play with him, but I did. And
Yeah.
he, at some point during those shows, I just would kneel down as
Yeah.
close as I could to the snare and just listen to him just
Yeah.
mack it and watch him hit the drum. And it was like, oh my God, I can't believe how good this feels. This
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah.
Zig, too.
Yeah.
Zigaboo sounds amazing. Like,
Has he come down? Played with you guys?
he played with us in San Francisco, man. It was pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, and playing with Zig as a whole, it's like, I don't know, like, it changes how you even think about time. It's like,
Yeah.
you just kind of roll with him, and
Yeah.
it feels so good, you know?
Yeah.